Well, it's just trying to get this in there. I guess I'll get it go this way. Come on. Or we could just set it up, go live, and kind of sit next to me. We don't have another channel. Or do you? Okay, we framed. You can press go live. Hello, everybody. I do apologize for the delay. This is TLC's art class, and we resume our fall session today. Yes, we're back, and so happy to have everybody join me today for our first class for the fall session 2020. I hope you had a great summer and that you enjoyed it and made the most of it as best you could under the circumstances. So I just want to say thank you for all of your hard work, all of you who've been doing your arts classes or your arts practice during the summer. Way to keep it up. And we're just happy to have you back with us and all the new people as well. So on behalf of Joan Waller, my teaching partner, and also our new teaching partner, Christine Clark, we just want to welcome you back to TLC Arts. And we're very excited. We have lots of great art projects. And Christine, of course, will be introducing craft into our curriculum. So it's going to be a very creative session that we've got coming up for you in the next few weeks. So we will be starting today with our new fall painting or fall colors, I like to think of it as. And what we've got here for you, and I hope you can see this, is a sunflower. So we will be doing this today. So I hope you've got your canvas ready. And if you are just joining us, sorry about that. If you're just joining us, then you can just, if you've got supplies at home, perhaps you can just go grab them and join us. So brown, black, yellow, and orange. So in case you might have some paints lying around, maybe from things that you did with your kids during the summer, the colors that you would want today are red and yellow if you only have the primary colors. And to make brown, we need red, yellow, and green, I think. Joan will probably correct me because she's the one who's really good at the mixing. And then for black, you would mix all your colors to get black if you don't happen to have it at home. And the brushes that we will be using today, we'll be using 3 brushes. So hi, everybody online on our TLC Arts on YouTube. If you're having any problems getting me on Facebook Live, you can also check out our TLC Arts channel, and that's on YouTube. So we'll be using round brushes today, mainly. So we've got a medium-sized one, a large one, and of course a fine point as well. And I'll show that to our folks who are on our YouTube channel at home. Hi, guys. Hello. So do we have anyone joining us as yet on our Facebook?
Yeah, we got Graceland.
Hi, Graceland. How are you? So before we get any further, as you know, we always like to have a devotional that ties into our theme. So I'm going to ask Dalton, my husband, to come and to read our devotional for today. And it's going to be linked to our sunflower theme, our concept today. So I'm sure that it will be very impactful, and I hope that it speaks to your situation right now. So I want to welcome Dalton back. He's my devotional reader. And,
yay, welcome me.
And he's going to take over now.
Good afternoon, TLC artists. I will read to you a devotional from Bernadine. It talks about the sunflower. So, Bernadine begins. I've always been fascinated by the sunflower. I love its beautiful bright sheer petals that seem to reflect the beauty of the sun's rays. Whenever I see one, I never fail to think how beautiful. However, I am not just attracted by its beauty, I am intrigued by its story. If flowers were known for their personality type, the sunflower would be classified as an optimist. The sunflower always turns away from negativity. When everything is dark and bleak, the sunflower turns itself until it finds the little sunlight that is peeking through the clouds, and it turns its face that way. It focuses on the little positive and backs away from the negative. Wouldn't it be nice to be like the sunflower? Turn your back on the negativity and face the brightness of possibility. Just as the sunflower closes up and loses some of its luster and beauty in the dark, so do we lose our bright smiles, enthusiasm, exuberance in the darkness of negativity. Today, let's try to be like the sunflower. Let's turn our back on the darkness of negativity and face the brightness of God's possibilities. Remember, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalms 46:1. So when you're going through a dark period in your life, He's the ray of sunshine shining through the clouds that you need to turn your face towards. Thank you guys and enjoy your painting session. Paint beautiful sunflowers.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't think you can squeeze through there. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dalton. So, before we get started, I think we're probably going to refrain because you're a little taller than me, right? So, I want to say hi to all our YouTube channel artists, and hopefully you can. I can position you so you can see what we're going to be working on today. So, of course, as usual, I'm going to try to piggyback, between both our screens here. Before we get started, though, I just wanted to show off this beautiful painting. And the reason I'm doing that is this was done by one of our artists, our student artist named Martel. So, hi, Martel. And I was able to purchase this at the first ever TLC Arts Show. So that's why I'm showing this off, is so I can tell you that we did have an art exhibition. It was for mainly for the church. We did not open it up to the public, due to all of the provincial guidelines and restrictions that were put into place. But we were able to exhibit our art. We had, I believe, over 300 pieces of art. So, yay! For congratulations to all of our student artists who were able to have their first ever exhibit. And Joan and I and Christine are just, so incredibly proud of all of you for, just putting yourselves out there, giving art a try, and being able to show off your God-given talents. So we're very excited that we were able to do that, and we're hopeful that we can do something similar maybe in December, but that's under wraps still, so won't say too much about that. All right, so let us take a look at what we will be doing today. So hopefully everybody can see. Can we see this right there? Okay, so as I said, we will be doing a sunflower today, and we're not going to be doing one that's sort of facing you full on. This is almost, I'm not sure how to describe it really, but you've got sort of a profile of the sunflower. It's not the full flower that's facing us. So that's just for a little bit of artistic flair, I guess. Now, what you need for this, first of all, are paints. As I mentioned before, we will be using a lot of yellow today, a lot of orange, and a lot of brown. So students, I really hope that you took some time and you pre-mixed some of those batches so that you've got that ready to go. If not, if you're just joining us and you'd like to try this, you will need brown. If you don't have brown, but you do have primary colors, as I mentioned before, I want to say red, green, and yellow will give you brown. I'm right, Joan. Please, correct me if I'm not. And of course, for orange, you just need red and yellow and a touch of white so that you can get different tones. And yeah, and that's where we are. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to mix up with red and yellow, sorry, red and green and yellow. You can add just a touch of white to kind of tone it down because you're not looking for a very dark brown. So I'm actually going to with my brown, and we're going to use this to trace the outline of our flower. Oh, look what I did. I put it on my plate that I'm going to be using. How's everybody doing today? Could you check to see how many people we have?
Three online. And then you.
All right. So when you've got your light brown color, what you want to do is, never mind the hole in mine. That's why I'm using this clip. You want to come where you've got about, I guess, about an eighth of your plate off your canvas. So you're not going to do a full-on plate on your canvas like this. You want to kind of center it a bit off of your canvas so that part of your plate is actually poking this way. And this is what will give you that sort of semicircle shape instead of just a full-on circle. You want to take your brush. You want your small brush, your smallest your fine point brush, and you're going to trace around your plate to get the shape. And you'll sort of twirl your brush as you go so that you've got paint all the way. Keep the plate steady until you've got roughly this sort of shape. And it doesn't, you don't have to press very hard because we will be doing a lot of paint that will cover over the actual shape of your petal. So that's where you're going to go with that. Now using, I think I've got one right here. Yeah. So using some more of that brown color that you've got there, you can load your brush again. I hope I'm not going too fast. Guys, you can let me know. So what you want to do is you want to start drawing your petals from about, maybe about 2 inches from the edge of your canvas, roughly. And we're going to be doing some big petals. Coming like that, right? That's your first one. Now about, maybe about halfway from where you're, halfway from the top to the bottom of your petal, you're now going to draw your other shape, which will be your second petal, but we're watching it, we're looking at it as though part of it is hidden behind the first petal. And then we're going to come over here, roughly, and draw your next petal. Now the ends of the petals won't be seen, right? Do we have any more students joining us today? And same thing for this next one. You want your petals to be touching. For this one, we're going to go more to the, what's this, the left. All the way to the top. And then you can load your brush again. Like 2 inches. And you're going to come up. Hope everybody had a really good summer. We missed you. And we're really excited to be back. We've got lots of great plans for artistic projects and things that we hope to do in the fall. So we hope you're ready to get your creativity on. For our next one, we're going to do one that touches but won't underlap um, our petal. And we're going to take this one all the way out. Do we have any questions so far? Cameraman? Or any comments?
Naomi is on.
Hi, Naomi. Glad that you got on. I'm sorry that I was late today. We had some technical issues. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to let them sort of touch. Maybe do something. And you do want to continue your lines over to the side of your canvas as well. Sorry if my head's getting in the way. So that was something that I didn't used to stress a lot of in the first session, was that you need to complete your paintings over the edges of your canvas. Joan was always very good at reminding us to do that. So I have learned my lesson, and I'm now going to tell you, continue your picture over the sides of the canvas for a more continuous look. You know, it's a bit more polished. We're going to continue on with our petals, and we're going to let these overlap a little bit. So we'll start a little higher up on the previous petal, and you just keep going like this. There we go. How are we guys doing? Hi, hello, hello. Hi, Des. Good to see you. Same thing over here, another overlapping or underlapping one rather, sorry. That one's a bit big. That one's a huge one. Yes, because my hands are not that steady. Don't worry, they're not perfect. Sunflower petals do come in different, so don't stress yourself. So right here, I had a little bit of a boo-boo. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Just gonna cover it over a little bit. Now that takes care of the top layer of petals, but we also, as you can see, have a bottom layer of petals that are kind of peeking through some of the top layer. So we won't do that second layer for all these areas. We'll just sort of, pick and choose where you'd like it to go. So I'm going to start with this one down here. That's going to be my second layer of petals right there. And yeah, we could put some here too. You can kind of pick where you would like them to go. Hey, Joan.
She said she's monitoring YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Joan. We've got a great lineup of paintings planned for this year, and of course, team joining us. We've just added, a whole nother level to what we'll be doing, and we'll also make this and this second petal. So what you should have now is your circle, your first layer of petals, and every now and again you've got some other petals, your second layer of petals that are kind of poking through. So how's everybody doing so far? Could the camera for YouTube come down a bit? Okay. All right, Joan, I saw that, and I'm going to try to adapt. Okay. Hi, Barbie.
Alroy Greedy.
Yep, that's her name.
Okay.
Okay, Joan, I hope that's better for YouTube. And yeah, so good. So you've got your template here, and I think what we will do now is we will start working on the center of our petal. So as you can see, we've got some different layers happening here, but we're going to start first with an overall layer of brown and an orange mix. So hopefully you've got your batches mixed up, or if you happen to have brown and orange already in your paint collection there. All right. So for that, you will need your biggest brush. So hopefully you get sort of shaped like this, kind of a round. Where's my camera? A round shape like this. Round. What do they call that? Round head brush. Sorry, YouTube guys. I see that I'm having a little bit of an issue here. There we go. So there we go. That's what it looks like from the side. All right, so let's get some brown. We're gonna get a bit of brown and orange on our brush. We're not gonna mix the colors. We wanna have some brown poking through, some orange poking through. And we could actually add like a little touch of yellow as well to that. So you wanna have almost like part brown, part yellow, part orange. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start from the center and work our way out, and we're going to just dab directly onto the canvas like this. Just like that. I need a bit more brown anyway. And you can get faster as you get more confident. You want to cover over all of, okay, this is going to fall down on me. You want to cover over all of your white spots on your canvas. Can you see the framing? Hi, Dave. What are you guys doing? Talk to me. So you should have an interesting mix of yellow, of orange, browns poking through. And hopefully that's covering all of the white of your canvas. Joan, if you can figure out your live, you could join us for a few minutes. Say hi to everybody. I know that we've tried this before with mixed success, but I think maybe we click on you and then you go live if you want to. You could just say yes or no if you're ready for it. Oh, she's too busy. Okay, no problem. And if you could let Christine know that we are live. She wanted her friend to know that to get the link. So make sure you cover over, like I said, any white spots. So we're probably gonna layer this a few times. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna move on to our petals. Now, for our petals, the top layer petals, we'll do those in yellow, and then the ones at the back we'll do it in sort of an orange yellow shade. So we're gonna start with our top. So for that, you will just need plain yellow. Make sure you wash out your brushes. Although actually, well, yeah, you still need to wash out your brushes, even though we're going to go back in with some of the same colors into our center. It's always good to wash your brush. Right? Hi, Christine. So, Christine, we're so excited that you're going to be joining us um, for our craft segments. And we're very excited and we're looking forward to getting crafty with you. So, if you have any message for the people, let me know. I'll just relate.
Jill is online.
Hey, hi.
Yes, she hopes a new puppy will stay occupied long enough for her to get to the
Oh. Post a picture. Post a picture in the comments. We'd love to see it. Our kids are they're like talking about puppies and rat. Oh yeah, you know what, Jill? You have to tell us how to look after rabbits because our daughter is thinking of getting a rabbit. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure what good is a rabbit. What is a rabbit for?
Makes good stew.
It makes good stew. So. So this painting is about layers. So we are going to be doing a lot of layers today. So I'm just prepping you. Okay? So when I say we're going to be going over these a few times tonight or today, this afternoon, or maybe it's nighttime where you are. Who knows? Maybe we might have some international watchers. You guys know. Didn't see that. Okay. And you're going to cover over your lines as well. So just no big deal. Did you post a picture? Come on, Jill. Everybody wants to see the puppy.
Hold on. I'm getting a picture.
So yeah, so basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go straight yellow, and then a little later on. Oh, Joan says no rabbits anymore. Really? Oh my. Why, Joan? Why no more rabbits? I thought you guys were like serious rabbit people. Like as long as I've known you, you've had rabbits. That seems so. Oh my. That's just a shock. You shocked me. I'll try to keep my big head out of the picture here, out of the frame. How are we doing on YouTube? Yeah, we got 7 people now on YouTube. Wow. Hi, guys. Hope you're painting with me today. We've had a long break, so you should be well rested and good to go. Hope you're enjoying the music. I know it just cut off. Thank you. I'm just hoping YouTube doesn't cut us off like it did last time. I tried to go live, and apparently one of my mixes had one of those copyrighted songs or whatever, and they just shut us down like we were a block party. So remember not to put yellow. Well, I mean you can, but don't cover over your back petals because you might lose them if you do that. Not remember which ones are supposed to be back and which ones are supposed to be in front. Yeah, we've got a good shape happening here. A link. Oh, thank you, Jill. I'm sure everybody's gonna love it. How are Matt and the kids? Hope everybody's good. Adapting to. Are they doing online school? Ours have started the online school program. It's been interesting. Can't say it's been an unqualified success to this point, but it is what it is. We do what we do to keep them safe. Okay, so now that we've put in our top layer petals, we're going to add in the color for our second layer, and that will be. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Mark. How are you? So what we're going to do now is add a little bit of orange to our back petals. So you take some yellow, add just like about 2 drops of orange to that, and that will be the color for the petals at the back. Now, the petals at the back are going to be a little more, they're smaller, but if you still feel comfortable using your medium-sized brush, you can, or you can switch to your fine tip brush if you'd like a bit more control over the smaller areas. Okay. Now you'll notice that you have some little areas here where your second layer of petals would sort of poke through. So remember to get those little moments in there as well. It won't be everywhere along your petal, but you just want to show that some of the color is poking through, as I said. Now I can't get to the top because of my easel, but make sure that you extend your petals over the top as well. Okay. So once you've got all of that done, rinse out your brush, and we're going to go back to the center of our petal and start work on some more layers in here. So Joan was saying that the rabbits die after 3 or so years.
Mm. Still makes you out of them.
I'm not gonna ask her. I'm sure everybody heard you. Everybody heard you anyway. So mean.
So they're gonna die after 3 years, and we keep them 2.5 years.
So, yeah. So we've got our orange petals done, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back in with our brown, and we're gonna start blocking out some circular areas where we're gonna say the concentration of seeds are. So for the next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some brown and orange again, but this time we're gonna add a bit more brown and not as much orange. I hope everybody's, I'm not going too fast. So we're gonna pick up more brown and we're going back to our big brush. And what we're gonna do is we go, I would say about roughly half an inch into our circle here. And we're going to blot out a little area like this, a little darker area within the circle. Just like this. And this will add some depth and dimension to our petal. We're going to do the same thing in the center, but this one will be a full circle right in the center here. And hi, Hernika. How are you, my darling?
Jill says, depending on their health, captive rabbits can live for 8 to 12 years.
Oh.
And she has tips on how to keep them free range and happy in your home. Did you know they can learn to use a litter box? They better.
No, I had no idea. Although my Joan has had rabbits for many years, so we've observed them at their place, and yeah, they seem pretty tidy. But no, I had no idea they could live that long. That's really interesting. That's about as almost as long as a dog in some cases, or longer.
Reginald Daniel.
Hello, thank you for joining. So what we're going to do now is to those areas, we're going to add a little bit of black. A tiny touch of black. Just so we can demarcate those areas. After that's dry, we're going to go back in with black, a mix of black and yellow on top of that. But for now, we're just going to add a tiny touch of black to our mix. Just so that you can see where these areas are clearly demarcated. So hopefully you're finding this one a pretty simple, easy way to get started, especially if you're just joining us for the first time. I'm making this simple for you, easy for you. I do easy. Joan does the more complex compositions. I'm in awe of her talent. If you're looking for quick and easy, I'm your girl. Let's see if you can see that very clearly. We're gonna clean off our brush, and we're gonna we're gonna come back into these areas with a mix of brown and a touch of red, and we're just adding dimensions and depth so that when you look at the petal, it won't be flat. Hopefully, you'll be able to see different layers to it, which will make it a very interesting thing to look at. Hopefully you didn't use up all of your red making your brown. So I'm going with brown with a touch of red, excuse me a moment, guys. So we just want just a little touch of red to our brown. And what we're going to do is we're going to come around the edge of the black area that we did, and also on the inside as well. So that makes sense. And again, we're just dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. So I've got like a little too much red, so I'm going to go back over it with some brown. And then just on the inside here. You should start to see some interesting things happening with your petals. Some of the different layers should start to show through what you've got going on here. Let's see.
Levi watching.
Hi, Levi. Super Al. How was your birthday? I hope it was good. Oh, no. Levy. Hi, Levy. Sorry. Okay. So what I did is I also just added a tiny touch of yellow just to kind of take back, because it was a bit too red for me. So I just put a tiny touch of yellow and just to kind of bring it back under control. So if you find that it's looking super red, maybe just too much red or too much brown, you can add a tiny touch of yellow and just go back over it and you'll get your color back. All right, so what we are going to do now is we are going to let this dry, and we're gonna go back to our petals. They're still a little damp in some cases, but we're gonna add a second coat of yellow to our petals. Layers, layers, layers today, guys. If anybody has any questions in class, please feel free to ask Joan. I am kind of trying to monitor both our feeds here. Thanks to Dalton for helping me with that. And so we're going back to our middle brush. We're going back to our yellow color. And we're just going to add just another layer of yellow. So this will be the second of 4 layers of colors we'll be putting on our petals today. But we will have nice saturated color by the time we're done, God willing. I want to say thank you, of course, to the TLC pastoral staff for being so supportive. Thank you, Pastor Sabrina, Pastor Brian, the board, for just allowing us to have this ministry, and we hear that we're touching lives in a very positive way, and we're just so thrilled, that for His glory, as we intended. This idea is to help you to develop your God-given talents, right, for His glory. Okay. So we're just adding, like I said, another layer of color to our leaves here. Our petals, sorry. How's everybody doing? Hope you're feeling nice and relaxed, especially if you've had an interesting week. You know, well, challenges and things that you needed to overcome, and now you're sort of at the end of the week and you're looking to relax. I hope that this is helping with that. Okay, so once you've got that coat on, yeah. So Christine, just a message from Christine Clark, who will be our new instructor in crafts, and she's saying that she's looking forward to crafting with all of you, and that hopefully we'll be doing things that can be Christmas gifts. So you definitely want to tune in for that, and we'll put some little alerts out and updates for you to let you know when she's going to be on and when she'll have her videos up on our YouTube channel. And yeah, who knows? Maybe you can handcraft your Christmas this year. Wouldn't that be fun? I love Christmas. Don't I love Christmas, babe?
Yes, you do.
Christmas. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come back here in this little area where we had our very dark color, and we are going to add some more black, but we're going to do a touch of black with a drop of yellow. So what you want, it's almost going to be come out like almost like a dark green, mossy green type of color, but it will be mainly black, but it will have that little pop of highlight. So again, we're going with a drop of black with a touch of yellow. And we'll start here in that area. So if you find like it's looking a bit muddy, go back in with your yellow. So I've got a little too much here, but I'm trying to make sure that you can see some little pops of yellow through the black. It can take over. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing for the center. So we're going to do black with a touch of yellow right in here. So, and the final time I think we'll be using our big brush now. We're gonna come back into this area with a mix of brown and yellow. So you'll need your brown, you'll need your yellow, and we're looking for that sort of mix with bits of brown, bits of yellow popping through. So don't blend them together. And add a touch of orange to that as well, actually. Sorry. And we're going to come on the inside as well, just in the inside of that dark green. And it should have something very layered and interesting. There we go. So that's it for the big brush. So hopefully you've got some, they call these concentric rings of different layers and colors and just very interesting looking dimensions. So I'm just gonna check our notices here. Any messages? Okay. Thank you, Christine, for sending us that message. All right. So rinse off your big brush. We will not be using it again. We'll now be using mainly our small brush as well as our medium-sized brush, I think. So our petals are a bit dry. So we're gonna now put in our third layer, which will be a mix of yellow with a touch of white. And that will cover over any of the lines that are still visible from when we drew in our petals. So for that, we will use our medium-sized brush. We're actually close to being done, so if you're feeling a little fatigued, just hang in there. We're getting it done and you'll have something very pretty to look at afterwards. So we've got yellow with a touch of white. So this should be a slightly lighter yellow, shade of yellow or tone of yellow than what we've been working with previously. But not light yellow, just there we go. Just right. Could you mix everything together, including the little ones? Hello. Hi. Thank you for dropping by. We do have one last coat that we will be putting on our petals. That one will be a mix of yellow and orange. And then we will be doing a white highlight to show where the light is hitting our petals. So just hang in there, you're doing great. How are we doing over here? Oh, we've got 8 people now. I want to say hi to Ama. I hope that you're tuned in and watching and enjoying. We're always so pleased to know that you are looking with us and supporting us. Okay, so we've got that lovely, rich, deep yellow color now. And we're going to start doing some little detail-y highlight things right now. So you're going to move back to your fine point brush. And we're going to do yellow right now. So you're going to take a mix of, take some yellow. And you want to roll your brush until it gets to that point, pointed point. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add some little highlights or seeds to these dark areas here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just dab like this. What I really want is just little tiny pinpoints. What happened to my yellow? Oh, got so many different colors on my palette, I got lost for a minute. Just little highlights like this. Just dab. So these are like your little sunflower seeds, right? And the light is hitting them. How are we doing on Facebook? Yes, so it's asking how our Facebook friends doing.
They are there. Thinking, hopefully.
Are enjoying watching the video. How many people do we have?
Yeah, cool.
When you're finished doing the outer circle, then you're going to come in and do the same thing in the inner circle. Now, what you want to remember is that the light, we've got our light source shining in from the left side of the canvas. So your more bright colored spots will be towards the left rim of this center circle. And then, so you can start here in terms of your dots. And then as your paint starts to run out, you can then move over to the other side to show the saturation of color. So once you've got your little seedlings happening here, rinse out your brush. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add in some little orange highlights on our petals. So to do that, we're going to go with a drop of orange, or 2 drops of orange, I guess. And 2 drops of white as well. We're going to use our fine tip brush. It's a fine toothbrush. That's sort of a light orange or tangerine type of color. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sort of draw some little highlights. So just some little, what should I call them? Sort of like little areas where the light is. We've got some little shadows in our petals. You don't want to draw hard orange streaks. So if you find like when you put it on, the orange is like overpowering, or it's coming out very harsh, you can take some white and just tone it down a bit. So what we're doing, like I said, is just some light streaks. Hope it's visible. Just adding a little bit of dimension. So just about 3 of these will do, or 4. So this is kind of an optional thing, though. If you do it and you don't think it looks good, you don't have to. So I'm doing these very, very lightly. That one came out a little too heavy. Go back and wait. And remember, if you do something that doesn't quite work out, you can just let it dry and then you go back in and cover it over. Okay? The final thing that we are going to do today, or I should say penultimate thing that we're going to do today, because we've got two more things to do. We're going to add our white highlights, and then we're going to take care of our little background areas here. So for the background, you have a choice. You could either maybe do blue if you want to sort of say that the sunflower is the backdrop against the sky looking upwards, or if you want to have it in the garden, then you would have maybe green, or any sort of shade of green. Or if you wanted more of an abstract feel, you can use any other color that you like. So I leave that choice to you, as to what color you would like to put in the background. I'm probably going to be using green. Um, just although.
Naomi says she loves it.
Oh, thank you, Naomi. I hope that you're enjoying doing it too. So we could, yeah. So you can either use blue if you want to, indicate it's a sky, or green for a garden. I leave the choice to you. So surprise me. I would love to see everybody do something different. Like I said, you could even put purple, or another shade of yellow, which I wouldn't advise because we've got a lot of yellow happening here already. So, or black. That would be really dramatic too, right? Okay, so final thing, one penultimate thing is our white highlighter. So try to find a clean spot on your palette. I'm actually going to switch palettes here. And we're going to do white. And we're going to, using your fine tip brush, what we're going to do is we are going to go back in here where we put all of our little yellow spots. And we're going to add some white ones to show that the light is really hitting those areas very strongly. So it will be mainly around the rims here, and also on the extreme edge of our petals. And we're also going to highlight the edges of our petals that would be facing the sun. So here we go. So we're going to start rolling our fine tip to its point, and the same thing that you did for the yellow, just little dabs here and there. We have a question? Whatever the notification. And then on the inner circle, you would do mainly towards the left side. Try to get the points. How are we doing in class, Joan? Everybody's good? Everybody's feeling comfortable? Enjoying being back? Okay. And as I mentioned, we will also be adding a bit over here as well. So we're just gonna sort of use the edge of our brush. We're just using, I'm not sure how to describe it to you, we're just gonna flat like this to highlight along the edge of our petal here. And this is just to show that the sun is hitting this area. If you feel like you've got a little too much white happening here, you can just dip your brush in water, dry, and then come back in and just kind of take some of the excess off. Alternatively, if you've got some of your brown left, you can go back in with that as well. Okay, there we go. Right. Hopefully yours is looking pretty cool. And what we're gonna do is to just make sure that we've got no other color on our brush right now. So make sure you rinse it really well. And we shall add the white highlight to our petals. So this one's gonna take a bit more of a steady hand, which is kind of funny coming from me, but let's give it a shot. So we're gonna come around the edges of our petals. So what I found works is if you kind of hold it from about here and then try to trace like this. Now what you do not want is a hard white edge. So you want to diffuse that out a little bit. When you put down that white color, diffuse it, blend it out a little bit so that you've got more of a line with sort of a diffused um, color towards the edge there. So what I mean is that it should not look as though your sunflower has a hard white edge, like a hard white line that's a part of the petal. You're just trying to give the illusion of light. How are we doing down here? Good? Okay. And again, if you put in the highlight and you feel like maybe it's taking over too much of the yellow, just go back in with the yellow and just edge it back out. Now, once we get here, you're thinking of the way the sun's rays are going to be. So the sun will not be shining underneath here, right? The rays will not touch underneath the petals, so it will be on the top now, or on the right side of these particular petals. By the time you get down here, there'd be very little sunlight that would be hitting here. So even though you'll probably run out of white by the time you get here, that's fine. All you want is just sort of like the hint of white to kind of show that light is still getting there, but it wouldn't be as intense as, for example, right at the top here, which would be closest to the sunlight. And you would do the same for your background petals. Just think about where the light would be. Mhm. Now, if you wanted to, we won't have the time to do that today, but if you wanted to, you could go back into these little areas where your second petals are showing, and you can actually add a slightly deeper shade of orange to just the little V part here where the flowers overlap, and that would indicate that there's a bit of shadow right there. So that adds some depth to what you've got going on. So right in here, you would add like a little deeper shade of orange. That would, kind of bring the depth out a bit. So the final thing to do is to decide what background color you want for yours. And I think just for drama, I'm going to go with black. If I do like to work on a dark canvas. So, oh, you know what I've got? I've got Prussian blue. Which I am not sure where I have that. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna try this with Prussian blue because I just got a new tube of it and I am really eager to experiment. So Prussian blue is a truly deep, dark color, almost black in some lights I'm sure. So that should be fun. So guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed our first class back. I tried to pick something that would kind of take everything that you've learned in the first session and hopefully take it to the next level. So whatever color you decide to do, like I said, black, blue, purple, just try to stay away from orange and white and yellow. So just a gorgeous shade of blue. I really love it. Justin. Mhm. It's such a lovely shade of blue. What do you think, guys? So this is just an artistic choice because I really love the shade of blue and I want to see more of it in my painting. But if you want to keep your orange petal there, that's fine too. And of course, finally, make sure that you sign your work because God has blessed you with the talent and you should be proud of what you've accomplished for His glory. Okay? All right, so guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us for the first TLC Arts class for the fall session. We will be back, God willing, next Saturday at 2 p.m., not 2:30 today. Because I had some hiccups that I had to take care of. But Joan, I believe, will be taking on the next class. So look out for her on her Facebook page, Joan Lawler, and also on our YouTube channel. And that's TLC Arts on YouTube. So make sure that you come back next Saturday. I really hope that you enjoyed today, and we look forward to seeing you. And God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend.